Hi everyone, in today's Biblical Cities of the Holy Land video, we will take a look at the city of Hazor. Hazor is situated in northern Israel in the Hula Valley to the north of the Sea of Galilee. Hazor, which was first inhabited in the early Bronze Age, would over time become the largest city in ancient Canaan during the latter part of the Bronze Age, reaching a total size of about 200 acres. With 175 acres consisting of the lower city and the remaining 25 acres consisting of the upper city. The city may have had a population of between 30 to 40,000 people at its zenith. The sheer size of the city helps to show its importance within ancient northern Canaan, which the Bible confirms in Joshua chapter 11 verse 10, when it states that Hazor was the head of all those kingdoms. The importance of the city is also evidenced in ancient historical sources, which mention the city that date from the Middle to Late Bronze Ages, which include the Mari tablets, Egyptian curse tablets, the Amarna letters. Hazor is furthermore mentioned during the reigns of Egyptian pharaohs like Thutmose III, Amenhotep II, Seti I, and Ramesses II, which date from the 15th century BC through to the 13th century BC. The importance of the city was based upon its strategic location, overlooking an important international travel and trade route that passed by it, and the fact that it was surrounded by the fertile agricultural lands of the Hula Valley. The site was first identified as biblical Hazor in 1875, and the first major archaeological excavations began in the 1950s and have continued to the present day. In fact, much of the city remains unexcavated. Biblically, the city is most famous for having been destroyed by Israel, led by Joshua in Joshua chapter 11, and then later was destroyed again by Israel, led by the judges Deborah and Barak in Judges chapter 4. Archaeological evidence points to the city being destroyed twice during the latter Bronze Age, in the 15th and 13th centuries BC. Most scholars, however, attribute the 15th century destruction to Egypt and the 13th century destruction to either the Israelites or another cause. However, it should be noted that based upon a biblical dating of the Exodus in the mid-15th century BC and the conquest of Canaan under Joshua at the end of the 15th century BC, the dating of the first major destruction fits the devastation of the city by Israel. The second destruction layer could therefore correspond with the destruction of the city by Israel during the times of the Judges, which chronologically would have taken place at some point after the first destruction of the city by Joshua, making the 13th century BC a possible candidate for the city's destruction during the Judges. Of note is that during both destructions of the city, Hazor was ruled by a man called Jabin. Rather than being the exact same man, seeing that about 2 centuries had passed since the time of Hazor's first destruction in the 15th century BC, and its second destruction sometime in the 13th century BC, Jabin appears to have either been an official title, much like the Egyptian title Pharaoh, or simply a common name. The Bronze Age Canaanite city is remarkable for its impressive defensive walls, several temple structures and artifacts that were discovered in the lower city, and a royal palace in the upper city which has clear evidence of being destroyed in an intense fire. These impressive structures help to physically demonstrate the importance of Canaanite Hazor during the Bronze Age. The city, after its destruction in the 13th century BC, appears to have been abandoned until the 10th century BC, when a new Israelite city was built on the site of the old Canaanite upper city. The lower city appears to have remained unoccupied. The presence of Israelite four-room houses, which have been found elsewhere in Israel, helps to show the presence of Israelites living at Hazor. The Bible records in 1 Kings chapter 9 verse 15 that Solomon rebuilt Hazor, along with Gezer and Megiddo. Of note is that an impressive chambered gate and defensive casement walls have been discovered at Hazor, which are nearly identical to the 10th century BC walls and chambered gates that were found at Gezer and Megiddo. These structures help to support the Old Testament's record that Solomon did indeed rebuild these 3 cities. After Solomon's reign, the city continued to be inhabited, and even a large water system was constructed in the upper city, probably during the reign of King Ahab, which is similar in size and design to other such water systems that have been found elsewhere across Israel. The city, according to 2 Kings chapter 15 verse 29, was conquered by the Assyrians under King Tiglath-Pileser, which event occurred in 732 BC. The city never recovered from this blow. It is last mentioned in the Bible in Nehemiah chapter 11 verse 33, and by the 1st century BC it was abandoned. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe for more videos every Friday.